I would like to be able to put in a few words, in a few minutes, what it's like to have a movement disorder, specifically a neurodegenerative disease such as Parkinson's plus, which comes in the forms of multiple system atrophy, progressive supranuclear palsy, dementia with Lewy bodies, and there are several others. I am thought to have multiple system atrophy Parkinsonism, and basically that means that I have the one that's most like Parkinson's. I have a movement disorder like Parkinson's. I have the tremors, the stiffness, the balance difficulty, the trouble walking, and some of the features of mild cognitive changes, and I've had this now for 7 years. Mainly what I have most difficulty with on a given day is just my speed of thinking, responding to questions that my spouse asks, and just conversing and being able to focus on the subject. I struggle to walk. I have a lot of stiffness, kind of like I'm marching, or at times shuffling or dragging my feet. If I go to the store, I may need a walker to steady me, to hold me up. My eyes don't focus well. They tend to not move uniformly. They tend to move off track from each other, which was something that had never occurred in my life. I always had relatively good vision, other than needing amplification for farsightedness, and I wore glasses. But I never had trouble with my eyes moving together. Now my eyes actually move separately. If I try to move them from one side to the other, they tend to get confused, and then they don't go together. And that's not my eyes or the eye muscles. It's the brain, the part of the brain which controls eye movement has been interfered with through proteins that have caused clumps. The alpha-synuclein protein has been affected. And basically the thought is that there would be some toxic experience, whether it be environmental or whatever the situation might have been. And I continue to have shaking. I was able to have the deep brain stimulation surgery, which is brain surgery where they insert probes, and I have two, one in each side of my front area of my skull, and then I have a wire, which looks like a large vein, running down to a pacemaker, which is this square item under my shirt, and that's a generator which sends electrical impulses into my brain and basically disrupts the faulty patterns and allows the somewhat of a normal attempt. It has helped me some to stabilize my walking, and has given me more mobility generally, and has reduced some of the tremors in my hands. And I'm still playing the guitar. I can play the guitar. Usually I'm best when my guitar is in my hands, and I might have trouble at times with a spoon, and I'm poking my lips with a fork, having trouble maybe slipping with the toothbrush. But when it comes to the guitar, because of the brain's memory in the artistic part of my, I would assume, the right hemisphere, I have the ability to go on. I sort of compare it to how with Alzheimer's, Glenn Campbell, who has trouble remembering a lot of things, once he gets the guitar in his hands, he's on stage and he he plays through whole songs, uses maybe at times uses some kind of a television prompter with lyrics, but he's playing the chord progressions and doing those things. So anyway, it's not what it appears. A good day does not mean that you're not shaking as much. There's so many other things going on with the autonomic systems of the body, and the digestion, the urinary systems, the heart rate is affected, so there are heartbeat rhythm issues, breathing issues, and all the things that your brain does to just make it so your body works without you having to think about it are being hampered. And the swallowing, I choke daily on fluid and on food particles and things, and we worry about getting things into my lungs, and we worry about bladder infections, and my blood pressure dropping when I stand. My body temperature tends to be lower than other people because my ability to regulate that is controlled by the brain that is dysfunctioning. So then I get warm, but then I also have the inability to sweat. So I can't cool, my body won't cool off itself as I'm, say, in 100-degree weather outside. So I have to avoid that. And if it's a cold weather pattern, my body also doesn't heat itself up. So I might be running 94 when you're running 98.6, and I have actually run that low, 93.9 and things like that. So it goes beyond a mere short explanation, but I'd like to hopefully help educate people about what Parkinson's plus and multiple system atrophy is. PSP, progressive nuclear palsy, progressive supranuclear palsy, is a similar disease with a different protein involved called tau. This one is the alpha-synuclein protein. Similar to Parkinson's, Parkinson's involves alpha-synuclein protein that forms clumps called Lewy bodies. And of course, Lewy body disease, similar protein formation. That's all for now. I'm hoping to keep on going and keep singing and playing as long as I can. Today I was struggling just to walk through the store and be able to focus my eyes across the room. When my wife was shopping, I was on my walker. So life has changed dramatically, but I'm going to keep on. So thanks for listening.